Should be good. Damn, I know it's gonna be good. Crap. Damn. Ain't just any plain beans, they're mixed beans. That's a 5-bean medley. Oh! My wife bought the good stuff, it's the 6-bean medley. Feel jacked now. I've never done this before. And I checked on it, I know I had enough at home. Still didn't load it up. Somehow it got forgotten. You idiot! So that gives me a total of 125. That's over 4 months of being out in the wild on my own. I'm like staying in the same spot for I think I was there about 12 minutes, not moving. Nice and slowly, no falling, no tripping, no gouging, ripping, tearing, cutting, puncturing, like in a shirt. Pisses people off. Wearing a Hawaiian shirt. Look at that. We are headed way over there where you can't see anymore. And then once we get there, we're gonna go way more where you can't see anymore. And then once we get to that point, we're going way past that and going around the corner of that. And last day or two of September. Still dealing with the mosquitoes. Oh, that's spectacular. And trust me, that ain't no Tim's coffee sitting in a building somewhere in the middle of a city, looking at a parking lot, looking at a Walmart. Green deck chairs. I mean, we all know what that means. Right there out in the open. 6 of them. Wow. Ballsy. I spend the entire day paddling there and back to wherever there is, see what there is to see when I get there. I also have my nut bag. Calm down, don't be a child. It's enough. It's never gonna be enough. I don't know when to stop. I can't be trusted to do what's right. Not out here. I am back out on the water. It is bright out. It is hot. It is September 27th. I'm going to head out for 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 nights. And do some exploring. I'm going to head out, take the canoe, take the new to me out to some uncharted area, do some sightseeing. Turtles are supposed to be awesome right now. I've got about 45 minutes worth of paddling upstream to get to my site. I'm banking on an island out there. It's fall, it's warm. The bears are highly active right now, and maybe I just don't need uninvited company. So I'm gonna find an island. We're supposed to get some nice hot temperatures, but we're also supposed to get down into the 4-5s for the evening. So a little hot, a little cold, a little sweet, a little sour. I'm looking forward to it. Some fall camping. Smells incredible. Leaves are turning, a lot of yellow leaves. Should be good. Damn, I know it's gonna be good. I'm just putting off the paddling upstream. But there's no wind. And that's always a hell of a bonus. Let's start rolling. I've got some rapids coming up in this little channel. I shot them the last time, got up relatively easy. That was with an empty boat. Sometimes an empty boat is easier to paddle faster and maneuver. Sometimes a heavier boat, just more weight, puts you in a certain direction and keeps you that way. It's tougher for the current or the waves to push you around too much. We'll see how this goes. Oh, it's gonna go. I'm gonna go that way. That's the way we're going. Oh yeah, this is gorgeous. Alrighty, 7-Eleven. And just a gorgeous evening. Look at that sky. Purple, orange, pinks, blue. Look at that. And I am on shore, unloaded. Tent is in its place. I've still got to position it and get the fly up. It is probably about 16 out, and the mosquitoes are killer. I shouldn't really say the mosquitoes are killer, but they are. I gotta keep swatting them off. Yeah, last day or two of September. Still dealing with the mosquitoes. Hazards of the job, I guess. I gotta get all my gear put away. Yeah, nice and cool. Touch of warmth to it. Perfect, really. My shirt is still wet from sweat from the paddle in. So I'm gonna let that dry off, and I'm gonna try and go shirtless for as long as I can until it gets really cold or the mosquitoes start eating me even more than they already are. Yeah, I like the little breeze. That's keeping them from being off the hook. Lots of work to do. Let's go, brah. Let's get it done, brah. Ah, look at that thing. She's done well. The Pinnacle 2. Orangey. There's some broken stuff there, but still alive. Still doing me well. Love the orangey. It is just before 9. I got my camp set up by about 8:30. It cooled off pretty damn fast. That being said, even like 8:15, 8 o'clock, I'm setting up my tarp tent that I put my gear into, and the mosquitoes were still pretty brutal, and there's a ton of them still trapped underneath the tarp. But they died off pretty quickly too once the coolness hit. I am starving. I'm gonna have some beans, a little coconut oil, salt, spicy red Thai peppers, maybe an apple. I'm gonna have some potato chips with them too. The old beans and potato chips. The stars are out in force. Just incredible for stargazing. And do that for a little while and then pass out. I still got to set up my whole sleep system, get everything organized. That's enough for today. See you in the mornings. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the food that I'm bringing along. Dump load of apples. Granny Smith, the best. This is my spice rack here. I've got some garlic, sriracha, red Thai peppers, whole dump load of onions. This is going to be, the spicy Thais are going to be great, as the sriracha will be the beans. The garlic is going to go great with all the fish that I catch, same with the onions. But I also have some sardines that are going to go nicely with that. I've got a big dump load of coconut oil for my popcorn. That'll work well with the popcorn because I can chip it out of there. It's like crayons. I thought it would stay fairly solid with today's heat. Wrong. In here I have olive oil and 3 shots of coffee, organic dark roast. Each of these guys here has 2 heavy-duty shots of coffee. So I've got 6 mornings, in case I do 6 mornings. A bit of salt, some of my cutlery, you know, the pot for everything. I also have my nut bag. Calm down, don't be a child. Thanks so much to Gary, providing me with some sustenance. You know it. You know. Thanks, man. It's got some raisins, more raisins. What do there, actually? Oh, they're both sultanas. I've got apricots, pecans, Gary again, a Gary gift, and pumpkin seeds. That's a decent meal right there if I'm ever out paddling. I need something quick, something easy, nothing messy that doesn't need a lot of prep. I'll go pumpkin seeds and apricots, or pumpkin seeds and raisins. I'll also do pumpkin seeds. Actually, most of the times it's pumpkin seeds and dates. Here's all my breakfasts. Oats, protein shot, vegan protein shot, raisins, and cinnamon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I don't know what that means. Doesn't mean nothing. I ain't staying 10 nights. I gotta work sometime. Bag of chips that I've already had more than my allotted quota. Let's see, in the barrel, I've got all of my tins of beans. I've got 1, 2, 3 cans of tuna. I keep some propane in here. Bottle of non-alcoholic wine. The mug for coffee. I've got organic dates. I've also got a container of curcumin. Nice. I don't have it as a spice. I have it as a anti-inflammatory, muscle soreness out here that can happen. Also got my hydrogen peroxide in case I need it. Got knife for filleting fish, some lighters. I have ginger beer. So everything from ginger beer to hydrogen peroxide and curcumin. Tons of food. That actually, I brought 19 cans of beans and chickpeas. Between that, my breakfasts, all my other little impromptu meals, and my spices and my apples. Damn. Eating like a king. Oh! I just realized what I forgot. Not a word of a lie. Just realized that, and that really sucks! Crap! I've never done this before. And I checked on it, I know I had enough at home. And I still didn't load it up. Somehow it got forgotten. You idiot! I forgot my popcorn. That's a first. Every trip, I've always remembered my popcorn. Not a word of a lie. That's a real... No! Popcorn. I forgot the popcorn. I'm still looking like it's gonna pop up here somewhere, literally. But no, I forgot the popcorn. Well, that's a disaster. That, to be honest with you, last year I forgot a tent pole, or my tent poles, and you can check out that video. This is worse than the tent poles. Really looking forward to popcorn. You know I make popcorn all the time. Popcorn's my thing. Crap. And I brought less chips. Well, the last few trips I've been bringing chips. But I thought, and it's something that I don't normally bring, but I thought I'd bring less chips this time than recently because I'll have the popcorn. Make it healthier. Crap. Damn. Ugh! Of all the things to forget. I mean, forget tent poles and propane and whatever. Dude, you forgot your popcorn. How is that possible? Moron! Anyways, so I'm getting over the popcorn. I'm not going to get over that too quick. I got like 7 days of stewing over the popcorn being forgotten. Anyways, it's about 13.1 out right now. It chilled off fast and the sky is beautifully clear. The stars are going nuts, but it's a little crispy. I've got my army jacket on. I've got a fleece under that and a long sleeve shirt, long pants, wool socks, hiking boots, and my, whatever you call this. And I'm still kind of, I mean, it's okay, but I'm a little crispy. A little crispy, not gonna lie. No, popcorn! So tonight at 13, with a clear sky as any indication, I think the next few nights that are supposed to get down past, like tonight's going to be 8. I think the other nights are going to be around 5 and 6. It's going to chill off pretty fast. I think I'm going to be in my tent pretty much by the time that the sun goes down. That's when it really started to drop down. And just avoid the whole coldness thing. Enjoy the sun while it's out. Get a little bit of that warmth from the sun. Then hit the tent. I think that's going to be the plan. Just avoid the crispiness altogether. Unless I build a fire. But I usually build a fire because I'm going to have popcorn. Actually, you know what I'll do? I will scavenge. I don't think that this island has any pine or spruce. So when I'm exploring tomorrow, I'm going to scavenge some spruce for my tea. I'll build a fire, I'll have tea. That's what I'll do. It ain't no popcorn, but that's okay. It's okay. That's enough. It's enough for today. Oh, bye-bye.
Morning. Good morning. It is. It doesn't get better than this for a morning. Waking up in paradise, my own island. Got breakfast on the roll. Time for some oatmeal. Extra raisins, extra cinnamon, extra oats. Extra protein shot. Yeah. Slept well last night. I mean, I was, as I say, first night jitter, so woke up a couple times. One time took a little while longer to fall asleep. No wind, very peaceful, nice and quiet. No screaming, no yelling, no growling, which was nice. It's always nice when that happens. It was cold to begin with. I had a hoodie, long sleeve shirt, PJ bottoms, ski socks, ski hat, like a wool hat, a fleece hat. But I think midway through the night, got rid of the hat. It was actually quite warm. By 8 o'clock this morning, it was already hot in the tent. So it's gonna be a scorcher. Shooting for, I think, that's degrees Celsius, mofos. Who ain't in the know with the rest of the world. Yummy. But I brought my French press. Why not? It can only take up a ton of space and break because it's glass. You know, you only live once. And I've got my coffee pot that I found in an old trapper's cabin. So I'll heat the water up in there, dump her into here, and then dump her into the mug. It starts to be a little bit of equipment, carrying it around, and trust me, it stacks up weight-wise, even though they're, light-wise. It takes up at least space, that's for sure. Oh, but it's going to be delicious. That's going to be great. Out here, some French press. Get out. Coffee time. There we go. We got the boil. Get my spoon for the magical mix. Get a nice bloom on there. Now with the rest. The sun's been really hot since I got up at about 8:15, 8:30. It was hot in the tent. But it's pretty hot right now. It's going to be shirtless for a while. There's a nice cool breeze, which is just amazing. There we go. There we go. 7 magical minutes. And we're pouring. I am pressing. In French, too. Bien sûr, hein? I think it's Pret. C'est Pret. Okay. Oh, does that smell good? Nice. Little bit of resin. Risen. A little bit of riz to my resin. Put the cap on without it falling apart here and spilling. Done. Oh. Nice big cup for my upcoming paddling adventure today. We're going to explore. I'm leaving you behind, Orangey. You'll have Barry to protect you. You too, Limey, Greeny, whatevs. Woohoo! We're on our way for the big paddle. Gonna spend the entire day paddling there and back to wherever there is. See what there is to see when I get there. Little island. Successful launch and load. I promised myself some coffee, the first sip of gorgeous coffee when I finally launch, on the way to the big paddle. And my coffee is in that chair in behind. I launched without my coffee. What a gong show. Forgot my popcorn. Forgot my coffee over there. So I'm gonna have to, yeah, okay. I'm not leaving it. You didn't think I was leaving the coffee. All right, let's do this all over. Yeah, okay. That's what it was supposed to look like in the first place, right? Orangey in the background. Rocky shore behind us. Hot toasty coffee. In the canoe. We're all set now. All right. We are headed way over there where you can't see anymore. And then once we get there, we're going to go way more where you can't see anymore. And then once we get to that point, we're going way past that and going around the corner of that. And yeah, okay. Okay. Coffee time. Oh, that's spectacular. And trust me, that ain't no Tim's coffee sitting in a building somewhere in the middle of a city, looking at a parking lot, looking at a Walmart. Nothing better than that taste or view. Damn, just rolling the waves. Makes all the prep, the walking back and forth and the loading, totally worth it. Cheers to me. Cheers to you. Yeah. Yellow deck chairs. You know what they say. Each to their own. Ross, I just went through some rapids and I tried to find like 7 different ways around. I was like staying in the same spot for like, I think I was there about 12 minutes, not moving. And the second I let up, I'm going back. I can see the land just going, sucking itself away from me. I'm going backwards. There's no way. And then I thought, you know what, the heck with it. I'm just going to go straight down the one part that it looks the worst that I'm avoiding, that I'm doing all this work to get around.
took it right up the gut where I could see water going. I mean, it's a gong show, but where it was calm, I couldn't move. Trapped. Went right up the gut of the worst part of it with half the effort and made it through. Damn. Of course, there's like boats, gorgeous boats coming past me, giving me waves too. I like the waves though. Sometimes I think that I get upset when the waves come, but it gives me something to do. It gets me out of the monotony. I like doing that. I enjoy that. The new to me is good in that. You gotta know how to take those waves. For the most part, get your oars out of the water, sit up tight, like you're riding a horse. 45-degree angle to the waves, not an issue. Not an issue. It's only when you start tightening up and freaking out that bumps start to happen. Both kind. All right, big paddle. Let's rock. Not gonna lie, that sucked some energy. It was good though. I don't tend to have workouts out here. The paddling is usually enough of a shock to the system, something different, that range of motion. So concentrate on endurance a little bit. It's a lot of, back, shoulders. Yeah, your delts get hit big time, traps, upper back, lats, lower back without even trying. It's kind of funny at times though, it's your legs that cramp up or feel like they're doing the work. But that was some work back there. A lot of wasted energy in the rapids there for about 12 minutes or so, at least. I didn't even want to look at my watch. And then found my way up. What looked to be the roughest spot was the easiest. A lot of camping and paddling. Metaphors for life, that's for sure. Sometimes it's best to face your fears head on. Tackle it straight. Don't run away from what looks difficult. Not gonna lie. No two ways about it though. I was ready to give in on that one. About another couple of minutes. And for sure, if I would have run into any of the difficulties I thought I was going to run into when I headed up the middle, I'd have been out of there. I'd be sipping my coffee way back there. But I did have a good workout. Woo! Feel jacked now. That's a workout. It's a different kind of workout. You stop your workout, 10 seconds later, you're 100 feet from where you started. You better be sure that's what you want. I just wasn't ready to pull the plug yet. I may hit something like that coming up here. And if that's the case, I'm going to try a little bit and I'm going to back off. That's enough. It's enough. It's never going to be enough. I don't know when to stop. I can't be trusted to do what's right. Not out here. Push, 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 push. You don't need to go there. Yes, I do. Why? Because it's there and I'm not. Person out here on a SUP, stand-up paddleboard. And of course I've got to catch them and pass them. I don't know why that is. Chasing a ball. It's like a German Shepherd with a ball. I'm thinking that right in here is a nice sandy shore. Little beachhead on here, perfect spot to dock and have me a lunch. Little shore lunch. Oh, it is sandy. Sandy! Look at that. Look at that. It's beautiful. Oh, just wow. There's even a little log to sit on. Oh, loving that. Easy out. Awesome. Whew. I'm thinking I've been known to do that once in a while. And my thinking is telling me I'm going to have some beautiful organic dates with sardines and onions. Oh, it's going to be killer. Let's do it up. I will admit that it don't look the best or the most haute cuisine, but oh my God, if you haven't tried onions and sardines, you're missing out. You've missed the boat. And take a boat to go try it. That makes it even better. Sardines, onions, salt. I had some potato chips. I'm gonna have some organic dates. It just keeps getting better and better. My coffee almost missed the boat. It's still hot. What did it take to get those rocks onto the shore like that, eh? Something heavy duty. Water, snow, ice, melting, freezing. One hell of a natural front end loader, that's for sure. I am 4.5 hours into my big paddle, and we are headed to the turn, just about there. Red deck chairs. You know what they say about red deck chairs? Yikes. Almost to the Canada Flag Boathouse. That is the turnaround. I should really turn around. Don't want to come back in the dark. I might be tempted to go a little further. Check it out. Green deck chairs. I mean, we all know what that means. Right there out in the open. 6 of them. Wow. Ballsy. Yeah, a little bit of waves. It is 5:23. Sun's in my eyes and is going to be for the next 2.5 hours. Sun is hot. It's definitely 30 today with the humidex, about 28 degrees Celsius. Cool breeze, but not a lot. I've got about another 2 hours of paddling. But it's less strenuous than on the way out. And I know that I'm not going to have to shoot those rapids again. Just rocking and rolling here. For as much work as I did today, it's still a lazy day. Really no rush to get anywhere. But I made it there, and I'll get back there. Taking my time, seeing the sights. Still floating. I'm about half an hour away from my island. I snagged a bunch of pine for some pine tea and just floating along. That meal was incredible. Sardines, onions, all washed down with coffee. You're lucky you weren't here to smell my breath. I'm lucky that you're not here, because then I'd have to share. Know what I'm saying? You'd see the light pretty damn fast. That was awesome. Liking the shirt? Pisses people off. Wearing a Hawaiian shirt. Out here, I can wear what I want. And nobody's going to tell me what to wear. I mean, they might, float on by, boat on by, and yell their opinion at me about my shirt. But I likes me some Hawaiian shirts. It's holiday. Vacay. Puts me in the holiday mood. Night 1 was last night. I got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more if I want to. Just floating along. Soaking and cooling off the dogs. Oh yeah. Water is warm/cool, if that makes any sense. Hint, it's perfect. Oh yeah. We're home. That was a big paddle. Left at 10:30, and it is 6:53. It was 25 as a high today. It is 12 right now, so it crisped off pretty damn fast. I got in a little meal, only spilt my beans a little bit. I don't know, today's just a little bit of a comedy of errors, but small ones, so I'm good with that. I had some beans. I put some sriracha sauce in there, a little bit of olive oil, sea salt. I had some pecans, a couple chips. And now I'm going to warm myself up a little bit. I tried to do a little bit of night fishing. I put a buzzbait, nice black buzzbait with a paddle tail trailer on it. I went around my island and I did probably about a good 100 casts and nothing. Zero. Buzzed everywhere. Buzzed everywhere. Nothing. Okay, so I'm going to warm myself up. I'm going to make myself some pine tea. Check out. It is beautiful stuff. I got a nice, look at that. I like my tea to have a little bit of rizz. Awesome. All right, let's get this fire started. Fire's rocking and rolling. Yeah, a little bit of a comedy of errors yesterday and today. Nothing drastic, really. I am still smarting over the omission of popcorn from my packing barrel. I was using my binoculars today and took my glasses off to use them. I stood up and crunched my glasses a little bit, just a little bit. I bent the crap out of them so that they're back to somewhat usable. Whatever. Spilt my beans today after I put sriracha and oil and salt, and it was going to be so damn delicious, and I lopped off the first 2 inches of the can. Left without my coffee. Little things, but very annoying. Nice little fire going. Yeah, you know it's ready to go when there's ashes on top and the stick is burnt. Beautiful. It went from 23 down to 12 inside of 2 hours. Thank God I got my knife. Knives. What is there about a knife? Oh, damn, that smells good. That's hot. Smells awesome. Chuck them on the fire. Leave a few of those pine needles in there for my oatmeal in the morning. Yeehaw. Look at that. It's thick. It's thick. Moment of truth. Oh, that's strong. Yummy. Cheers. That was a good day. I worked for that one. 4.5 hours there, 2.5 back. Tailwind and the current. Plus my feet were hanging over the edge, dragging us down, cooling me off. It was a lot of work. A little bit unnecessary there, I guess. Getting upstream through the rapids there. Riffles, rapids. I love this combo of cool air mixed with the smell of the lake, but not too cool that it's biting on you, that you're constantly aware of it and trying to stay warm. Combined with a nice hot fire. Good day. Very grateful for today. That turned out nicely. Had a blast. And that was just day one. So last night was night 32 for the year. There's some otters splashing around out there. I know they make little chewing sounds. They're bouncing around out there. Beavers will give me a tail slap here and there. The otters will make a fair amount of noise. All right, nighty-night. It is really windy. This is day 3. 1 o'clock in the p.m. I'm only now getting around to a little bit of French press goodness. Super windy. Got white caps out there, a lot of them. Nothing is blown away yet. Stay with me, Orgy! Cocoa beans out there. I am not taking that canoe anywhere. It's nice in here. It was super calm yesterday. Last night, all the way, I didn't go to bed till 1 o'clock. You could hear a pin drop. You could literally, 30 feet away, I could hear a leaf fall. And I was all, what's that? It's a leaf. Now, tree could fall, you wouldn't hear it. Yeah, so 1 o'clock, a little late for the coffee pour. Ooh, look at that crema. It's never too late for a fresh brewed coffee out in the wild. And despite it being windy, it is still hot out there. Had a visit from Gary. Oh yeah. That's the big boy nut blend. Thanks, man, so much. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. Dragging that all the way out here in your kayak. In that. Cheers! Cheers to white caps! Sun is hot! Wind is cool! Beautiful combination, sweet and sour, plus the coffee. Damn! Damn! Woo! Hey, cheers to me watching this in the middle of frickin' January. Ah, breathe that in. There we go. Spray's reaching all the way up to me here.
She ain't letting up. Oh! Oh, here comes some big boys. Here they go. Yeah! Oh, yeah! Camera's getting a little wet. I'm getting a little wet. A little bit of lake water in the coffee never hurt anybody. Boom! I say we go for a canoe, do some fishing, stand-up fishing, top water, not on your frickin' life. I wouldn't even be able to get out, never mind get back in. Yeah, you could say it's a little windy out there. Might even be ripping a little bit. She ain't going anywhere. The wind is insane. I'm gonna say sometimes gusting to 60 or 70. I brought the new to me out from the rocks where she was right there to over here because it was getting pushed around pretty good, even with the anchor in it and some other gear. I have a rip in the front here, so I got in there and I repaired it. Yeah, it's as good as new. It looks the same as when I started. It looks the same as brand new. God, love duct tape. So there's a broken reason why this won't stay up. There's a broken pole. And in back we've got another broken pole. But I'm keeping it pulled out with that guy line. So we're good. I can stand this wind. She can stand anything. It's gorgeous though. I mean, it's warm. It's still about 25. It'd be hellish if there was no wind. That being said, I don't need this much wind. This much wind is not necessary. I think it's time to eat. I already had a meal a couple of hours ago, 3.5 hours ago. I did black beans, coconut oil, sliced raw garlic, and an apple. Not necessarily all together. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do it again. No, you know what? I know. It's our favorite. Sardines, green onions, little potato chips, maybe another apple, or some dates. Why not all of them? Let's do it. Let's do it. That wind is insane. Well, I made it. Crazy wind last night, really violent, ripping at the tents. I've got oatmeal rocking and rolling already. I am getting a little bit bored with the wind. The novelty has worn off. It started blowing the night before hard and blew all day yesterday, heavy. Around that 30, 50, 60, gusty to 50, 60 range. Ripping at the tent, damage. It's all day.
I thought it would let off at night, and it did not. It did not let off in the evening and didn't let off all night long. The wind has died down a little bit. Well, we still got some waves. It's instead of coming from the south, it's coming from the west. It's gusting pretty good, but the temperature has dropped down. It didn't get past 21 for 24 hours yesterday with a high of 25. Right now we're about 12 or 13, so it really dropped off. I was just in a short sleeve shirt for most of this morning, and now I've got my rain jacket, windbreaker, I've got fleece and a long sleeve shirt underneath, and I got some long johns on, and I'm just comfortable. That wind is what it is. The wind just seems so cold, but it's nice and fresh, and we're outdoors, doing the outdoors thing. I do also have my fleece toucan. I got my toucan. Time to eat. I have got some black beans with olive oil and sea salt and 2 cloves of garlic. See where I'm going with that? I'm gonna have an apple for dessert. Got everything I need right here. A little bit of fishing gear. I've got some tinder. I'm gonna have some more coffee to keep warm. Got all my fishing gear and my boots all staying nice and cozy, dry in case it happens to rain. It's not actually that bad under here. The tarp's doing nicely. As long as I keep my back to the wind, I can function. But it is crispy. Hands are cold. Hands are cold. And it's only 12 or 13. Although I've mentioned it before, I think crap would taste good out here in fresh air. There's something about the outdoors and eating. Everything becomes a treat. It's a chilly morning. 5 degrees Celsius. Oh, yeah. Just enjoying the morning. Enjoying the morning. Lie on a rock. Do nothing. Just relax. You don't have to be making food, fixing something, fishing something, paddling, walking, talking, watching, reading, nothing. Just be one with nature. Whatever the hell that means. Whatever that crap means. I'm just enjoying the heat from the sun right now is warming me up. Okay, let's go fishing! Yeah! Fully decked out. I even had my hood on this morning. Hood, fleece, rain gear. I got my boots on, long underwear, fleece socks. I needed all of it. I didn't go extreme this trip because I sort of figured on the nights being in around about that 6 or 7, maybe 8. We got below that. But then the days I was expecting to be at least, 15, 12, something like that. So you don't have to go too crazy where a high is just going to be 2 or 3. Because that does make a big difference out here, especially when wind is factored in. Wind is a killer out here. I would much rather have it a lot colder with no wind than a lot warmer with wind. Yeah.
Oh, feel that warmth. I finally made it back out. It's a little choppy. Where's my island? Just over there. Say about a kilometer. It's about as far as I really want to go. It is nice to just get out and put your leg up, recline, ride the waves. We've got a coffee rocking, still hot. I think probably, a good 50% of fishing is just really just floating around, enjoying the scenery, relaxing, rhythm of the water. Got pretty crazy windy out there. I decided to beat it into this cove. What do you say? Lunchtime? I did bring some apricots, raisins, pumpkin seeds, and nuts. I'm just going to pound that back right now while I just sort of float out here. This is beautiful. I think I have a sip or two of coffee left too. Nice. Oh, this is beautiful here though too. Man, I could just sit here all day. Let's eat. Still having my lunch, and I'm going to do some exploring. I might do a couple flicks before then. I will for sure. I think I'm going to drop a critter or a frog or a worm into there and just hop it along. Or these lily pads here, just along there and see if anybody's home. Spooky looking forest. Definitely expect a bear to pop out of here. Follow my way around, pick through. It's pretty steep over there, but I'm thinking maybe in behind there I can get up. I'll take my bear spray. Looks pretty berry. See what happens. What do you think? Head up? Let's go. It's a little mucky. I don't want to get stuck in any quicksand. What is that up there? Way up. This is all, it's a drop there. I don't know if I can get up here. Give it a shot. It's way up there. Taking the longer way around. Made it up a fair distance. It's getting kind of deep, dark woods. Give it a shot.
tell you right now, this is not a path traveled too often. Well, it drops off way down there. Okay. Ooh. There's the boat. The Nudemy's way down there. We're getting higher. Yeah, we're definitely up here. Nudemy way down there. There's my island. Made it to the top. That was pretty awesome. Beautiful view. I'm going to head back to the Nudemy. Down there. Nice and slowly. No falling, no tripping, no gouging, ripping, tearing, cutting, puncturing. And I'm gonna go. So that's my island right there. I'm gonna check out that island right over there. Do a little once around, little explore. Some kind of a nest, I would imagine. Back at my camp, 7:17. Sun is down. I got some clouds coming up. I need everything I got out here. My boots, fleece lined, long underwear, pants, wool socks. It's a little crispy, it's a little cold. Been out all day. I feel like almost just hitting the tent. Morning. Had a little rain early this morning, but no wind. It's calm. The wind's supposed to pick up later this afternoon, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed that that is not going to be the case. My coffee ready. Okay. I'll tell you, on a cool, damp, rainy morning, it's not exactly a hide and shelter type of a morning, but there is nothing like the hum and blue glow of the propane stove. Very comforting. Oh, it's nice and warm. It's not super cold out. It's 10 degrees Celsius, but with the dampness, heat always feels good. She's ready to go. Summer, or fall, or spring,
I like having a hot breakfast. Gets me going. Breakfast of champions. Breakfast of outdoor wilderness enthusiasts. Coffee time. October 2nd, and I've got mosquitoes. About 3 or 4 of them flying around here. That was one nice thing with regards to the wind that we've had over the last 4 or 5 days. Today is day 6. Is no bugs. I am back underway. 12 minutes before noon. It is sunny and blue sky out there, shining down on Steve Show Island. I'm going to do some exploring. I'm going to head out down a little inlet, outlet, whatever. Watery, windy way. See what I can see. Explore new lands. Look for an adventure. Fingers crossed, the wind will stay down. I'm done with the wind. I had enough wind. The amount of beans I eat, I make my own wind. Don't need to come out here for it. Know what I'm saying? Got a little bit of wavy action for no reason right here. Not sure what the deal is. Not particularly windy. Always kinks, always learning. That's what I like about fishing. It's a challenge. Honestly, not even so much about the fish. There's a lot to learn. Techniques, styles. Some of the knots you got to practice. The retrieves you have to practice. It's a skill. Well, what do you know? Not skunked anymore. Caught me a nice size smallie. There we go. That's a nice smallmouth bass right there. Yeah, big boy. Woo! 68 for the year. It's been a little slow. And skunked the last trip or so. Woo, look at that. Hello. All right, let's get them going. And gone. Thank you. I think this will be an awesome spot for lunch. How's that for a view for lunch? Damn! Now, It ain't fancy. Beans, mixed beans. I mean, let's get it straight. Ain't just any plain beans. These are mixed beans. That's a 5-bean medley. Oh! My wife bought the good stuff. It's the 6-bean medley. Woo, thanks, honey. And some raw garlic. Of course, sea salt. And that view. Yeah, it ain't fancy, but it beats absolutely anything out there. I don't care what restaurant, whatever city you're talking about. Ooh, the smell of the air, pine, even the dirt. Oh, it's amazing. The water gives off a scent. No, it could just be the garlic, though, and my lack of shower facilities for the last 6 days. Yeah, and if you don't think I'm gonna fish down in there, you're crazy. Over there, over there, over there. Woo! 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 Big leaves. It's kind of funny to think how small that island looked from that hill over there. How insignificant it really is in the speck of this lake. And in the greater scheme of things, the rest of the world. And then me on there, just a little black speck walking around. Just wondering, somebody, something, looking down. Speck of an island. Creature moving around there, that little critter. Tiny little blip on a microscope slide. Puts things in perspective.
You're all looking down. What's the critter doing? It's kind of black, brown, dark, moving around. And sometimes he turns orange. Stays orange for a while. Then he's back. He's black-brown. Then sometimes he goes green. And sometimes for long periods, he turns white with the blue background. Maybe it's something electromagnetic. Maybe it's something, who knows? What's this critter doing? What's this tiny little organism up to? Just me on a little island in the middle of nowhere. Just a nobody in the middle of nowhere. So tonight is night 125 since I started doing the alone in the woods camping thing via canoe or kayak. First year was sort of a last thing. It was started in September. I did 11 nights. The next year I did 28. Last year I did 49 nights. Tonight is night 37 for this year, so that gives me a total of 125. That's over 4 months of being out in the wild on my own. It's incredible. Wouldn't trade it for anything. Learned a hell of a lot. Great experience. Open up some wine tomorrow. A little bit of Shiraz to celebrate. Completion of 125. 125, are you kidding me? 125 nights. This trip was the first time, though. I mean, there's always firsts and that sort of thing, good and bad on these trips. And you're always learning. But this was the first trip that I actually forgot. And if you watched all my adventures, you'll know I forgot popcorn. How does a Steve show forget popcorn? That just has not ever happened. It just, I don't know, kind of shakes me a little bit because that's just so basic for me. Pack some popcorn. I really enjoy having that out here. And it's not something that I've forgotten ever before. I mean, I even brought popcorn out on that first year where I did just the 11 nights. Packed it into the yak. Makes you, yeah, it sort of shakes you a little because if you forget something that obvious, that basic, you know, it's sort of like what else is there? I mean, you already know how good this smells. Pine tea and that fire on an island that's blowing all that lake water smell all over the place. Fall leaves. The dark brew coffee I spilt on my toasty tush pillow. It's all mixed in. Little garlic, little onion, little sriracha. Not gonna lie, little BO. It's blowing out there. It's picking up a little bit of waves. But it's not really affecting us too much here. Just enough to stir up the fire and that pine steam in my direction. My direction. 3 minutes to 10. Boy, it's getting late. Better get a good night's sleep. It's off to work with me tomorrow morning. Not! Hell no. I'm going fishing. Y'all can go to work in the morning if you want to. I'm on holidays. It is 10 degrees Celsius, which is kind of balmy for October 2nd. I got no problem with that this time of year. Tonight's supposed to get down to 3 degrees Celsius. Tomorrow's going to be a high of 15, but the low is -1. Getting into the solid water range. I don't really mind when it gets cold in the evening. I find that I have a better sleep. If it's cool, I just put on enough. If I get too cold, I've got fleece toque instead of just my hoodie next to the bed. I've got some fleece gloves, extra shirt. I almost never need that though. Once that body heat builds up in the sleeping bag, usually quite good to go. Next trip, I will switch to the fall-winter sleeping bag. The -18 one. Right, I have right now is like a +6 or +3, something around that range. More lighter duty, but I just wear a little bit more. Night 125. Night 125. Have I mentioned that at all? I don't know if I've mentioned that on this trip at all. It's going to be 125 nights tonight. I don't think tonight's going to be any different than any of the others. They're all frickin' amazing. Wouldn't trade any of them for anything. All right. Good night. See you in the mornings. It's 3 degrees Celsius out. That's a crispy morning. Let's see what we got. It's sunny. And she crispy out there. That calls for hot coffee and hot oatmeal. Checking out this island here. Thought I'd stop off for a little coffee break and stop off for just a wee whistle. Home is over there on that other island. Not too far away, but I will tell you, that's going to be one hell of a paddle. Right into the wind, right into the waves. I'm going to stay here though a little bit. As I say, finish off my coffee, play a couple tunes on me whistle. Really hot in the sun. Really cold in the clouds. Little bit for everybody today. Day 7 today. Tonight is night 38. Last night was the big one. Night 125. Pretty crazy. Bears, badgers, lynx, snakes under the tent, otters, mosquitoes, wood ticks. Seen lots of eagles, beautiful white trumpeter swans. Loons were crazy this year. I certainly caught my fair share of fish in those 125 nights, 333 fish. Certainly had my fill of shore lunches. Certainly have seen some cold. Some cold nights. And tonight, as a matter of fact, well, last night for 125, I wish I had an extra pair of socks, an extra sweater, because I sure did put on my fleece hat. Needed this last night. I also had on a hoodie, fleece sweater, a regular shirt, fleece pants, ski socks. Could have used double on all that. I think it had to do with the fact that I think my sleeping bag is done for this year. Next trip out, I'm going to need the minus 18er. Tonight's supposed to be, depending on the channel, anywhere from minus 2 to plus 2. It's saying it was plus 2 last night. So if we get down to minus 2, dams, it's going to be a crispy one. I'll just put on a bunch of layers and peel them off as I need. Certainly saw some heat too. Some crazy heat this year. I'm going to cheers myself a little bit of vino, some good juice to the 125. One, two, five. Have I mentioned that? I ate a ton of not just fish. Blueberries this year were spectacular. This year I searched them out and damn, I found them. Just blue carpets of it. That was pretty spectacular. I've never eaten that much blueberries in my entire life. Well, one thing I did this year that really stands out was I made fiberglass repairs on the new to me. The canoe to me. I was really apprehensive, anxious, terrified, intimidated, all of that about doing fiberglass repairs. It's a complicated world. It's a sticky, messy, disgusting world. All sorts of different philosophies, materials, procedures, and I had to get it right the first time. I am not messing around when I come out here. When I'm coming by myself, I'm not coming with a bunch of other people that I can hitch a ride to, you know, abandon the canoe and, you know, still have somebody to rely upon. I'm loading that thing up, as you know, with a ton of gear. It's got to get me there and get me back and do a whole bunch of back and forth and zigzagging in between. Turned out beautiful. I bulletproofed the thing. I probably went overboard by about 3 times, but whatever. As I say, I'd rather that than not enough and find out the hard way. And damn, you'd find out the hard way real fast here, and it would be painful, wet, cold, dangerous. Could be a big deal. 125. 125. That'd be 126 tonight, if my math is mathing. I mean, you got to do a fire. There is nothing like the feeling of getting your wood prep done. Kindling, a little bit of fuel, larger fuel. I've got a bag of tinder. Always foraging for tinder. I love finding some quality birch bark. That's the best. Just goes up. And I just keep a bag of that with me all the time. And just keep replenishing it. (10:26 p.m.) Night number 7. For the first time, I actually think I heard a pack of wolves howling just over there. Just freaky. This started off with one lower, more bassy, long howl, and then one or two at a distance responded to that, and then another one, and then I would probably say maybe 12 different howls all at once in like a big mix. There's zero wind, completely calm. I can hear leaves dropping behind me, maybe 10, 20, 35 feet away. So hearing those wolves was pretty crystal clear. I would not want them, well, I guess maybe a little closer before I'd start saying I don't want them any closer than that. But I'm pretty fine with where they are, and they can stay there. Just watching the last dying embers of the fire. It's crispy out. I'm keeping my hands relatively warm. It's -2. They're calling for -4 with the wind chill in the morning. That sounds fun. Once I'm done my teardown and I'm loaded up in the canoe, that's not the end of my day. I ain't giving up that easy. I'm in paradise. So I'm gonna float around, sightsee, get a couple flicks in, soak up the last of the trip. All right, nighty-night.
Good morning. Day 8. And we got frost. It was a chilly one. No issues in the sleeping bag. Toasty. It always is. Pack the right gear. You're good.
All right, day 8. I am torn down and loaded. I don't know why it seems like so much more that I'm taking back. I guess there's an extra garbage bag. There's a laundry bag, some rocks, relics, etc., etc. But it just seems like so much more. But I'm loaded up, ready to roll. Thank you, Sight. You were awesome. You just keep on being awesome. That was great. Thank you so much, Sight. Couldn't have asked for anything better. That was incredible. All right, let's roll. Look at this. That is jammed down. I am packed. 7 nights done. I did confirm with a local that that is indeed wolves that I heard last night. There's a pack of them out here on this island. He's seen at least one swimming in the water from one island to the other island. Swimming wolves. Swimming wolves. That sounds disgusting. I'll put up with the wood ticks. Know what I'm saying? Swimming wolves. Got down to -3 last night. I was warm and toasty. No issues. As I say, you got the right gear, not a problem. Got the wrong gear, no gear, you are foobarred. You ain't gonna have fun. Out here, it ain't the cold, it's the wind. There's no wind right now, and it died off beautifully last night, so I got that incredible fire in. That was a great trip. Another adventure success. Boom!